Are you trying to run your local AI, but every time when you run it, it just feels very slow? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you a tool called oMLX, which is a local AI model here that can help you to run your AI model much more faster on your Mac machine, while still supports models like Qwen 3.6 or even Gemma 4 and so much more. So that's why in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can set this up on your local machine. And furthermore, I'm going to show you a comparison in terms of the response time for models that are installed using Ollama versus model that we're going to install using the oMLX. So there's a lot of things we're going to cover in this video. So with that being said, if that sounds interesting, let's get into the video. Now, before we continue, I recently launched our school community where I help you to master AI agents, automations, and so much more. And that's all coming from someone who used to work as a senior AI software engineer at companies like Amazon and Microsoft. And in this community, you're going to get over 100 plus video materials like templates and workflows that I personally built and sold over 100 plus times. On top of that, you're also going to get access to our weekly live calls. And just to give you an idea, this week, we're actually running a Claude Code masterclass where we're going to dive into how to improve Claude Code's accuracy when we're going to use it to building applications. Plus, you're also going to get full community supports where you're going to get a chance to ask questions and get direct answers back. So if you're ready to level up, make sure to jump right in and I'll see you in the community. Alright, so to get started, first thing first we're going to do here is to install the oMLX here onto our local machine. So all we have to do here, just going to click on the oMLX on the landing page and click on the download for the DMG. So in this case, I'm going to download this onto my local machine. And here I'm going to install the latest version. So in this case, it's going to be v0.3.10, which is actually released in, let's see here. So it's actually released yesterday. And based on your version for your Mac, right? So it depends on your version if you're using Tahoe or the Sequoia, which you can actually be able to check in your settings to understand which version of your Mac OS is using. So I'm going to use the Sequoia here because I'm using the M2 model just to show you an example, right? So I'm going to click on this and try to download this onto my local machine. And then inside of here, you can see it says a welcome oMLX here for the interface once you install it. And here you can see for the initial configuration, I'll just keep it by default. And the port is going to be 8000. The API key, I'm just going to keep it like really minimal for the minimal characters. And I'm just going to click on start server. Okay, so now you can see the server started. And then here, I'm just going to click on the open admin panel here and close. All right, so now you can see if I were to open the admin panel, this is what it looks like. Simply, I'm just going to enter the API key that it is set. And I'm just going to click on sign in. Okay, so once I sign in here, you can see that this is what the admin panel looks like. So right here, right off the bat, you can see we have our dashboard, which is keeping track of our tokens, our cache tokens, and also the average speed. And furthermore, if we want to install the model, it's simply just going to head over to the model section. And then here, if we were to click on the downloader, here is where we're going to download any models we like. So for example, I'm just going to click on the load recommendations. And here you can see it shows you the recommended models. So for example, these are trending models. We also have popular models. So there's a lot of options that we can use here. So it depends on your spec, right? So if your model here, if your machine has a higher spec, for example, like 25 or 24 gigabyte of RAM and higher, then you can try to install some model with a higher performance. For example, this one has a closer match to the 4.6 Opus. So you can also try to install that, right? So what you can do here is that you can just pick the model you like and you just simply going to download. And for my case here, I'm just going to go to the manager and I already have a model here downloaded, which is the Qwen 3.5 9B. And you can see that this is the total unified RAM here it took. So in that case, I'm going to use this and try to see how it works. And if you want to test the model right away, simply just going to click on the chat interface right here. And what you can do is you can start a conversation. Simply just going to select the model that you have installed. And then what we can do here is going to type in some message, and basically we can also select any files we want. So I'm going to type in like hi, for example. Here you can see it's going to load the model and it's going to generate the response. So once that's done, you can see we got a response back. And furthermore, I can also be able to open this, and here you can see this is how long it takes. So this is the Qwen 3.5 9 billion parameters, which only took 32 seconds. And what I'm going to do now is basically using the same model, right? Qwen 3.5 9 billion parameters. And I'm going to install this using the Ollama to see the difference. So now if I were to head over to a terminal and I'm going to run this command right here to install the Qwen 3.5 onto my local machine. And now you can see we have the Qwen 3.5 here is fully installed onto my local machine now using Ollama. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to open the Ollama here onto my local machine. And here I'm going to select Qwen 3.5 and I'm going to simply just going to type in hi, for example. And you can see here that it gave us 500 internal error because the model here is unexpected stopped. due to the resource limitations or an internal errors. So honestly, what happened here was that it actually froze and then it just wasn't able to process anyways. So honestly, it wasn't able to do it, but definitely I was able to run this instead of the oMLX with like shorter amount of time. And furthermore, if you want to integrate your models into your coding agents, and simply all you have to do here is going to start your commands inside of your terminal and starting your AI agents. For example, Claude Code, Codex, OpenClode, and so much more, right? So we can be able to start that from here. Okay, so now if I were to head over to an empty folder right here, you can see it's called demo, and I'm just going to do the oMLX launch Claude, and it's going to launch Claude here using the Qwen 3.5 model, which you can see here. So now if I were to say hi, and now you can see that we have a response generated from the Qwen 3.5. And notice here that the context here is actually a lot. So let's say if I were to say another message, for example, like hi again, it's going to start to compact the conversation. But this time I'm going to try with a different model here. You can see I'm using Gemma 4E2B. And let's say if I were to say hi, for example, in a new session, well, this time we're getting a token exceeds max context window. So this usually happens, but the way how you can prevent this is you can be able to add a bear flag in front of the start session. So in this case, I'm going to do a -bear, and here you can see if I were to go to Google really quick, the -bear here will cut out the excessive project metadata indexing, keeping the initial token count here to be small to fit the local model token ceiling, right? So you can see that's exactly what it does. And what I'm going to do here is, if I were to head over back to the terminal here, you can see I'm going to select the E2B. I have downloaded two models here, E2B and E4B. This seems to be pretty fast. So in this case, I'm going to start a Claude Code session and run hi. And you can see here that with only a couple seconds, only 5 seconds, you can see this is how much context has consumed. And we got our response back using the Gemma 4 E2B for the model with only 5 seconds for response time, which is pretty fast. And this time, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to install the same model from Ollama, which is Gemma 4 E2B, which you can see here. So once I'm going to install this, and now what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to do the Ollama launch Claude. So I'm going to copy that command. So if I were to do Ollama launch Claude, and it's asking me to select the model, so I'm going to select the Gemma 4 E2B, which is this one right here. And now if I were to launch Claude with that model, okay, well, so you can see that we have our Gemma 4 E2B. Now, if I were to say hi really quickly, so I'm going to send this request to Claude.
Before we jump back into the build, I want to show you something I've been testing recently because honestly, this solves a pretty real problem with AI coding workflows right now. Something I don't think people really say out loud enough is that nobody is actually reviewing AI-generated PRs the same way anymore, and I'm including myself in that. You open a diff, the AI agent wrote most of it, unit tests pass, everything looks reasonable, so you skim it and hit approve. But the problem is, AI code generation got way faster, and review effort didn't scale with it. So now, weird edge cases and integration bugs are slipping through way more easily because nobody can realistically verify every generated line at the speed these tools output code. People have been calling this verification debt, and honestly, it's pretty accurate. So this is why I started testing TestSprite. Instead of just reading the diff and trying to reason about the code, it actually opens the app itself and uses it like a real user would. You point it at your staging environment, and it spins up all these parallel agents that click through flows, generate test plans, run tests, and then push the results directly back into your PR checks. And the interesting part is the kinds of bugs it catches. One example from our own staging, TestSprite tried to complete a checkout, and the form just rejected it. Turns out the card validation regex was too strict after an AI refactor. Unit tests passed because they only tested obviously bad inputs like letters. Real users would have just churned at checkout and we'd have no idea why. Then, when a test fails, you can actually replay the agent session and watch exactly what happened instead of digging through logs for 20 minutes. You get the error trace, cause, suggested fix, all directly in the dashboard. The bigger thing though is it makes PR checks actually mean something again, instead of just being another green check mark everybody scrolls past. They've also got MCP support for Claude Code and Codex if that's already part of your workflow. They've got a free tier if you want to try it on your own projects. I'll leave a link below. All right, let's get back into it.
Okay, so now you can see it generates the response, which is pretty long, and now you can see it took 39 seconds. And furthermore, I have also using the oMLX here to try out using the Gemma 4 E4B. And this model here is actually one tier above the E2B, and it's actually going to be a lot heavier. And you can see that it took 20 seconds, right? And for this model here, I wasn't able to even run this on my local machine using Ollama, so I don't even bother to try it. But you can clearly see that with Gemma 4 E4B, using the oMLX on my Mac machine, I can be able to process a message here with just only 20 seconds, which is pretty fast. Alright, so you can see here, that's pretty much it for this video. And as you can see, this is how you can be able to run your Claude Code with your local model here much more faster on your Mac machine using oMLX. But if you're looking to see what are some other methods that you can try out using the free models or any other cloud models out there with Claude Code or any other coding agents, you can definitely check out this entire playlist, Claude Code for free, every single method. But pretty much that's it for this video. And if you do find this video, please make sure to like this video, consider subscribing for more content like this. But with that being said, I'll see you in the next video.